Welcome back to Only Ben and Jazz.
The channel where we talk about all the things that you don't want to.
I'm very excited for this episode. We're going to be playing Agree or Disagree. Ready?
Okay.
Relationship edition. I'm actually very excited. I saw Matt and Abby do this and I was like, this is a really good idea.
You're right.
First question. You should be allowed to look through your partner's phone whenever and wherever you would like. I am agree.
Look, I agree on this.
I think it depends, right? Like if it's a reason because like you don't trust your partner and then you're sneaking and like going through their phone, then there's obviously an issue.
Yeah.
But I think like I don't ever go through a phone, but
you can.
I know that if I'm like, can I have your phone? You give me your phone straight away.
Yeah.
I think the issue is if you feel like you have to go through your partner's phone, then there's an issue in the relationship. But I think you should be able to go through it if you want to.
It's not you have the right to go through your partner's phone. No. I think you should just have the access or the ability to go through your partner's phone at any time for any need.
Like I don't feel the need to go through your messages or anything like that.
Same with you.
But I know for a fact that if I wanted to, you would let me.
100% could.
Yeah, I think there is a toxicity of like going through your partner's phone.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do think that that is because there's a level of no trust in the relationship. So you feel like you have to go through their phone. So
I think we're on the same page there.
Agree?
Agreed.
Question number 2. If you're in a relationship, your location should always be shared with your partner. This one I like somewhat agree with, but like...
I don't agree.
No, okay, here's the thing. I somewhat agree with it for safety.
Oh, when you put it like that.
Because like we have each other's location. I always know where you are, but like it's not because I'm like, which bitch's house you're at. It's because I'm like, how far away are you for dinner? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or also like perfect example when we got into the car accident and I couldn't describe to you where I was and I was like, just look on.
Yeah.
Find my iPhone. You'll find me. Like
yeah, I think it's like context, right?
Yeah.
Like I think in scenario where it's like we share each other's location for the sake of safety.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to have your partner's location because you don't trust them, again, starts the question as to
why you're in the relationship.
I would not have been someone who would have willingly, openly shared my location with anyone.
Really?
No, because I'm just like, you do your thing, I do my thing. Like, I don't really care. But again, like, I'm now engaged to you, right? So the love that I have for you has been very, very different to the love that I have had for other partners, right? Okay. And I know the history that you've had with people. So I immediately was like, sure, here's my location. And that was because I wanted to build trust with you straight away.
I think if my partner was like, no, I don't want to share my location with you, I would have some weird feelings about it.
I mean, fair.
I think if I asked you, like, can I have your location? And you were like, no, I'd be like, why? Like, what is the purpose of me not having it? Because like, if you have nothing to hide, then why would you care?
So I think in my first initial thought, if I was to ask someone that, I would immediately go to, why are you trying to hide where you're at, sort of thing.
Do you know something that I have done that I've never told you that I've done once?
What?
There was one time I went through messages.
Get out.
One time.
Did I do something to make you feel sus?
Yeah, you were messaging some girl.
What? Which one? Who? What?
I don't know. You're messaging somebody. And because the way you text, I feel like when people text and they're like, hey, you, it's like very flirty. You were like, oh, hey, you, to this girl. And it popped up on your phone when we were like drinking. I was like, And then I made Jess put you in the hot seat. And then I made her ask you if you'd been messaging any girls. And you were like, no. And I was like, lying bitch. And then grabbed your phone in secret and then looked through the messages.
Who was it?
I can't remember now. They were very like normal messages, but just like the way you text sometimes, I think for me, guys would text me like that to be flirty.
Yeah, right. I'm just like that with everyone.
Yeah. So it was very much you were like, oh, hey, you.
Yeah.
And it came across to me when I saw it in my drunk state flirty. And I was like, just ask him. Like, I think it was like,
when was this?
At Carrie's birthday, like 2 years ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's why. Because you're like, no, I don't flirt with. No, I got her to ask you, do you flirt with anybody online? And you were like, no, why? So I was like, we'll see about that.
And look at that, it built trust because you're like, oh, there's nothing there.
I was pretty pissy at the messages, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, they were a little bit like, they weren't flirty, but they were, I don't know. It's just how you text.
It's like, I'm like that with even in person with people at work.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, hey, you.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, question number 3. Ready? You should be available for sex whenever you're in the mood.
Disagree. Having that expectation of a partner is the quickest way to ruin a relationship.
Yeah. Why would you want to have sex with your partner if they weren't in the mood?
Which is funny though, because you like we're all into like free use and stuff over here. So like literally I can do that to you if I want to.
But also if I was like, no, you would be like, okay.
100% yes. I'd
like
stop.
It's like, do you know the whole like Michaela Tesla and Attis thing, how she was with Tesla?
Tester.
How she was talking about how he had sex with her in her sleep.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, that was rape. And I'm like, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
But like what we do is different because there's consent behind it.
Yeah.
And it is very much like
Mind you, a lot of people don't think that that is consensual, and it is quite great.
a lot of people do think you're like
Groping.
wetting me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is wild to me. But like
That was a wild kink. I had so much hate for that.
you did, yeah. But then it's like I agreed to it. I wanted it. I suggested it.
I mean, I get where they're coming from because I think it's like it can turn around so quickly where you wake up and you're like, you know what, I don't like that.
But then you say I don't want that, and then that person should stop.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me like that.
Look at
Okay.
your outfit. The outfit looks good.
Oh, thank
You go change. You know what? Forgive me for trying to appreciate you.
Thanks, baby. Being someone else's thirst trap is disrespectful while in a relationship.
Agreed.
Oh, good boy. I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, well, you're interacting with somebody else within a sexual, within a sexual nature, right?
Yeah. You have a friend that are in this space. I see him liking so many girls' videos and like they're all like OnlyFans model. But his wife is like, yeah, it's fine. Like she doesn't care.
Mm.
So it's like obviously different for every relationship. But I think in ours, I would be like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And especially when they look nothing like you, it is a little bit kind of insulting, I think.
Look, from a male's perspective, it's got nothing to do with that.
How does it have nothing to do with that?
We're just like, tis an ass.
Yeah, but you're like if this guy has big old titties and I got some fucking little old oranges, itty bitty titty community. And you're liking all these girls' videos and like, of course I'm going to be insecure. And then if everybody else is seeing it, I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, fair.
If you want to do it in your relationship, that is absolutely fair.
That's fine.
Yeah. Question number 5. Exes can stay friends without it being a problem. I disagree. I disagree completely.
Did you want to try that again?
No, I got angry. So we settle myself back down.
I think you can be. I don't think it's fair on the other person though. I mean, I've had sex with most of my friends.
I know. So you have no
Therefore-
girlfriends for you.
I've maintained friendships with them even after having sex. So
Mhm.
for me, I'm like, yes, you can have a friendship after sex. Relationship wise, I mean, I don't think I talk to any of my exes at all. So
Wait, do you talk to any friends that you've had sex with still?
no, I don't. I was just going through the friends in my head that I've slept with. And I'm like, wow, the 2-year rule really starts to show a lot of stuff. Like the crazy's coming out now. It really is.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
So is.
No. Do you like it?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Sometimes it's cute. Other times I'm like,
Oh,
eye roll.
you love me still, right?
Yeah. Why are you checking?
Disagree that you're allowed to be friends with exes while in a relationship.
No, I agree. Hang on, what's the question?
What?
No, what?
You can stay friends with exes.
Yeah, disagree. Sorry.
Okay, good. All right, question number 6.
Mhm.
If you're living together, all expenses should be split 50-50, no matter who earns more.
I
I
think
disagree.
this is a circumstantial type answer. What works for you and your dynamic in the relationship? I don't think it's like, I mean, if that's what you want, 50-50 to avoid any sort of conflict and issues with money, sure, go for gold. But if that 50-50 is going to put someone at
Yeah.
a level of pressure financially where they can't actually start to get ahead, I don't agree. But it's very much whatever works within the dynamic and circumstance of your relationship.
But for us, we wouldn't do 50-50. I find it really weird. I hate 50-50. Do you remember when you used to suggest, like, oh, I'll pay for half of this? And I'm like, get fucked.
Yeah, just like that.
Because you'd be like, no, I'll just pay for half of the dinner. I'm like, as fucking if. We're not friends. We're not friends. Sorry, it's not happening. We're either I'm paying for it or you're paying for it, and then I'll pay for the next thing. Question number 7. Once you're married, passwords should be shared. What do passwords mean?
Phone lock,
Oh,
that sort of stuff, email passwords.
yeah, I don't see why that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, like you and I know each other's codes to our phones. So like even if we need
Yeah.
to use each other's phones, we don't even necessarily ask anymore either.
No. I think in my mind, though, like if you don't want to share your passwords with your partner, why? Like, what is the problem? Because I think if we're married, I would trust you with my life. So I'm going to trust you with my fucking passwords.
I know, like when you
Right.
boil it down to a very simplistic version of that, I completely agree. But I do think people really struggle with trying to maintain a level of their identity separate to their relationship and their partner. And that's just a form of doing that.
Go get a hobby. Give me a password and go get a hobby.
Yeah, no, fair.
Question number 8. Do partner cheats once but regrets it, they deserve a second chance?
Ooh,
This one's a hard
that
one.
is a hard one.
Part of me wants to say yes. I don't think the relationship would ever be the same.
No, I don't think it would ever be the same either.
Yeah.
And I do, part of me also agrees with it being yes, because people do make mistakes. And I genuinely believe when it comes down to cheating that it takes two to tango, unless they're an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, fair.
And like, you're going to know if they're an absolute piece of shit.
What if,
I'm getting comfy for this one.
if
Going on a side quest here.
what if you were chatting with this person like all night and it was just you two talking, and I found out that you guys were just in the corner chatting the whole night and then they kissed you? I think that is not your fault, but I do think you've like
Created a situation.
created a situation for that to happen. I think that's when I would have a really big problem with it. Someone just walked up to you and kissed you. You don't have control over that.
Well, see, you're getting what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Like,
but,
it's not great, but it's not the end of the world.
It also
It's like-
depends. Do you kiss them back? Because if you're fucking putting some tongue in, you can get the foot in your mouth. But like,
It's violent.
if this person kisses you and then you start kissing them back, that you've just leaned in for
But
sure.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I think like if you're huddled away with somebody and you're in a relationship, and there's like nothing wrong with having a good D&M
Mm,
and like having a great chat with someone of the opposite sex.
mm.
But I think you got to be aware of the energy that you're building within that environment. And if it's misleading them, well,
Yeah, for sure.
that's on you.
That one's on you. And then you are out of the house.
Extreme much?
That's cheating.
Not if you did it unintentionally.
No, I meant if you were creating an environment for somebody to do
Yeah,
that.
but not intentionally, and they've just misread the situation.
Still
You would kick me out if that happened.
out on the street. You wouldn't kick me out if I created that environment. Some guy made out with me.
Absolutely not. I would sit down and ask some questions and be like, what was the conversation? Like, how did the conversation start? Why did you go over here? What was the distance between the two of you? Were you touching one another? That sort of thing.
But if your partner cheats once and regrets to deserve a second chance, I think it depends as well if they tell you straight away.
Mm.
Like if they cheated, I don't know. I'm like, if you've had sex with somebody else behind my back and like
I
cheated
couldn't
on
even
me,
imagine doing that.
yeah, I would. I don't think I don't know if
I know you want to forgive,
yeah.
but you know you'll never forget.
I don't think I could ever forgive you for hurting me like that.
Fair, considering everything you've gone through and everything that we've talked about. I totally get that.
I think I could maybe forgive the sex, but it's like the action behind it and you full well knowing that you're going to break my heart. And
Yeah,
you cheat anyway.
that's-
I don't think I
Yeah,
can forgive.
you can move past the physical aspects of it, but it's the willingness and okayness to shatter you into
Yeah.
100 pieces because you're like, you genuinely do not care about me.
It's so fucking hard. Imagine having kids and that happened.
Yeah.
I want to say they don't deserve a second chance, but I would be wanting to give them one.
Fair.
But I don't know if I could.
Fair.
Would you want to have separate bedrooms in a long-term relationship?
No.
Yeah, I never get that. I don't understand that.
I'm sure at some point my snoring will probably get too much and you're like, need to be a kid. Others, they don't have that patience or they need their sleep because they're a nurse or a doctor or
That I can understand. Like the people that just have full separate bedrooms and live separate lives and like, you know, they sleep in their separate bedroom, but they're together. I'm like, why? What? I can't sleep without you in the bedroom. I have to have you in the bedroom.
You had a little mini meltdown this morning when you realized
Yeah, I
you
woke
slept
up,
on
I
the
was on the
couch.
couch and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was so disorientated. I'm like, why did you leave me?
I do love that you like that though. It's very cute.
Yeah, why would I want separate bedrooms? I'm not doing that.
Yeah, not wouldn't
I
work
would be waddling in there at fucking 3 a.m. in the morning looking for a cuddle.
for you and me. It wouldn't work. We're attached at the hip. We're almost one person now. It's grossly, disgustingly, but amazing, and I
Thank
love
you.
it. And if you don't like it, fuck off.
The only time we ever sleep apart would be if like you really pissed me off.
Or you've pissed me off.
Do you know for a good time there, you would piss me off and I would still be the one sleeping on the fucking couch?
Oh, that's silly, isn't it?
Do you remember that? Question number 10. Going to a strip club while in a relationship, is it cheating?
No.
I think it's a strong, if you don't want your partner doing it and they do it, I don't think it's cheating, but I think it is crossing boundaries.
Yeah, it obviously because someone's expressed like discomfort with something. But my question is,
Wait, hang on. If you get a lap dance, I think that is crossing the boundaries.
really,
Absolutely. Yep.
really,
I think if your partner said, why are you looking at me like that? Have you done it?
when have I gone to a strip joint since being with you?
I think if your partner doesn't want you doing it and you go to the strip club and you're just there with your friends, I think that is crossing a boundary. But I think if your partner doesn't want you doing it, you go to the strip club and get a lap dance, I think that's very teetering on the line of cheating.
Yeah, fair.
Do you disagree?
No, I agree with the lap dance thing, but I think going to a strip club as a no-no is cheating. I'm like, that's a bit silly.
I don't think it's cheating, but like I can understand why girls don't want their partners to go.
I do think that there's like a layer of distrust within the relationship that makes that person uncomfortable. Because if you were to go, hey, I'm going to A strip joint that's all men. I'm like, I go for it. I wouldn't care to like an iota
Fair.
because I trust you. If you want to go see some dicks hanging around, be my guest.
You want to go see some titties?
I don't have the desire to go see some titties, but like at the end of the day, I'm coming home to your titties. I want your titties, not their titties.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I love it, but I'm not like it's cheating.
Yeah.
Unless you went and got a lap dance. I'd be actually really upset if you did.
Yeah, but it's still not cheating.
Oh, I think it's on the cusp. Okay, if I came home
Yeah.
and there was a girl there naked giving you a lap dance, that would be cheating.
At the end of the day, I'd never do that. And I think if your partner speaks out and is like, I don't feel comfortable with that, you shouldn't do it. And if you do, you break their trust. Therefore, it is on the same level of cheating, but not cheating.
Yeah.
But if you had a girl over and they're lap dancing you at home, that is 100% cheating.
Go to part 2 if you guys want to see us answering more questions.